And for those using mobile phone, this is how it usually displays. When it displays like this, all you have to do is click on league. Okay, you click on the league. Then on the side, you see League Football, the league itself. Now, this one is just the turbo version of this. Turbo means the manual version. You have to kickstart it. There is no timer that is counting, so it's waiting for you. And the advantage is that even if you play and end at any point in time, you can continue whenever you want. So let's go with the League Turbo because some persons get distracted while they are playing games. So in that aspect, this other one, the manual game, is actually better in the aspect. So now here you have the league. Now let me log in so that there will be an account balance for us to practice with. So here you can see the balance is 36,000 and you can see the teams. We have a total of 20 teams in this game. Now if you click here, you will see your previous tickets. Then here is the league results and the league table telling you the current position of the teams that are leading. Okay, so there are different ways you can use to analyze games like this. Take for instance now, some persons use the league table, the positioning of the teams to read it. Then some just use the results from the previous results to read it, and also you can still use the odd itself to read it. That's because whenever you see that an odd in an arrangement like this, if this odd is lower, the chances that this one will win is higher than the chances that this team will win. You already know that from the look of the odds. So without even going to see the team's forms, which team is doing better, automatically by just seeing this odd, you tell yourself that this team is going to win. So you can pick this team. So that's by using the odd. Okay. So if you decide not to use the odd, you can still choose to trade with analysis by using the the team positions in the league table. Let's take for instance now. Uh, this particular team here is at the bottom of the league. Sunderland, I think this Sunderland, then lead. Now, these two teams that are at the bottom of the league, they have high chances of losing to their opponents than winning, followed by Everton. So let's go and see Sunderland, lead, and Eve. Okay. Now, if you come now, you're going to see Sunderland is playing Fulham, which is also a weak team, but the odd given to, Leeds is playing Fulham, which is also a weak team, but the odd given to Leeds to win is quite average. So there are chances that it's going to draw. Okay. Then if you come to this one, Sunderland playing Newcastle, you see that the odd given to Newcastle to win is very low, 1.94 odd, while the odd for Sunderland to win is high. So chances that Sunderland will win is very low, and chances that Newcastle will win is extremely high. Now let's go again. If you look at this the next one, Everton. Now, Everton is this. Now, if you look at these two teams now, they both are having almost equal chances of winning. So, better still, you play this game under maybe under 3.5 or even under 2.5 is more better than wanting to play it head to head. Okay, so let's see this particular game we are going to play it under 3.5. You come under 3.5. Now the odd for under 3.5 is 1.3. You can see, right? Then let's come to the Manchester word again. Sunderland to play Newcastle. Sunderland to play Newcastle. Newcastle is more likely to win, but it would have even been better if Newcastle was in the home side rather than being at the away side. Okay, that's because it would have even given Newcastle more advantage to win. But nevertheless, since this Sunderland itself is at the bottom of the league, we don't have to worry much about its position if it's in home or away at this time, considering that the odd for Newcastle is very fair. Then let's come to Fulham. So this one, let's say Newcastle to win or draw, double chance. Okay, Newcastle to win or draw is a more fair chance. Then Fulham lead, Fulham to Fulham lead. Let's go to the head to head again. Now, Fulham lead, we have Fulham to either win or draw. This also most likely to be a draw match, or better still, Fulham to win or draw. Or we can play it over 1 point, no, under 3.5 as well. This is also best for under 3.5. Okay. Oh, sorry. This. So now we selected a total of three games, and by combining, we have a total odd of what's the total odd of 2 points. You can see 2.01. Now, any amount I use, let's say I'm using 1,000 to make this bet. So the first leg, this one is winning. On the first leg, this one is likely to kill us, Fulham. This one won. This one also won. So you can see we won. It's a win for us. Okay, so, which is good. Now, let's go again. Basically, you know that I usually pick one team when trading because I just prefer the one team playing with, not like one team, I mean one game, because it's of lesser risk than trying to play combining different teams, because each team alone carries a quite a huge risk. So I like to minimize the risk. Nevertheless, due to experience and how well we have come to understand the system, I think it will be best if we just play around the odds. Now, what I'm doing currently is not, I'm not using the order selection currently. I'm using this robot lines. Echo, stop cleaning. Yes, go back to station. Okay, so currently we are not using the odd selection method. Uh, by odd selection, I mean using the just looking at the odds to make prediction. Okay, we are not doing that currently. Also, we are not using the results for now. This is the results. Okay, so we are not using previous results. What we are using is the league table itself for now. So I'm going to play around with the different options, for instance, that we can use to make predictions. Okay, so currently, we are using the league to analyze the market. Now, we have Sunderland playing with, okay, sorry, we have Sunderland still at the bottom, lead at also the bottom. Now, Burnley has come down, Everton is trying to go up. Now, so let's go and see again. Burnley, lead, and Sunderland. Let's see. Burnley, where is Burnley? Now, you can see Burnley is playing with Arsenal, lead, oh, sorry, lead is playing with Arsenal. Where is Burnley? Okay, Burnley is playing with Man U. And where is Sunderland? Sunderland is playing with Bournemouth. Okay. Now, basically, from just looking at it, you know that Arsenal is most likely to win this game, even if it's not guaranteed that they are going to win. So the best option is, considering that Arsenal have high chances of winning, it's best we give this team maybe Arsenal to win. Sorry, Arsenal over. We just give them general over 1.5, or in this case, uh, okay, let's just give them Arsenal and lead over 1.5. Then we come back to the match results. Then Sunderland and Burnley. We have Sunderland and Burnley playing at an average odd of Burnley likely to win. And Sunderland, you know, this team is at the bottom and is at away. So for it to just win heavily with this kind of big odd is going to be quite challenging. So the best time I think it have more chances of winning is if, assuming this team Sunderland is playing with this Burnley, the same team, maybe, but then Sunderland is at the home side rather than the away. So Burnley is going to make a quite an easy win from here. Let's give them double chance because we don't want to take much risk, okay? Even if the odd is low, since we are combining, if we combine it might get up to a fair odd for us. Then let's come again. Uh sorry, this was Bournemouth. Okay, Burnley, Manu. Now, Burnley, Manu. Burnley, remember it was up, and in this round, it came down to the third at the bottom. So it's best we consider them that they are not going to win. And even at that, I think it will also be good to be careful with our option. Is Manu likely to win? Chances that Mayu is likely to win is high, and even if Mayu don't win, at least they should draw. So for this team that is falling to the bottom to just make a win, it will be just a straight win. I think it will be quite challenging, even if it's at home. But at this point that is at home, I don't mean it's matched with teams like Everton, Leeds, Fulham, Sunderland, Burnley, Wolf. Those teams, it will have been more fairer for this guy Burnley to make an easy win. That's because those teams are as well rated as weak teams too. So what we'll do is we'll give Mayu double chance, a win or draw. So you can see accumulatively we have a odd of 1.73, and I'm going to trade with 1,000. So if I make a win, if all three outcomes that I've predicted wins, our cumulative order is 1.7 something, 1.72. So we are going to make a win of 1,815 naira plus 85 naira bonus. Okay. Okay. Just one goal from Arsenal. Oh, fuck. Arsenal was just the breaking point. Okay. Arsenal actually won if we had given them straight win, which we saw. But then the other two teams, we made a win, but then Arsenal could not score up to two goals. That's still fair. Okay, so let's see in this round now. Let's see what teams are at the bottom. Now, currently we have Sunderland, Lead, and Bournemouth again at the bottom. Now, let's go and see Sunderland, Lead, and Bournemouth. Is it Bournemouth or Burnley? This team and this team used to confuse me. I think it's Burnley. Yeah. Okay, so we have Sunderland playing against Burnley, two weak teams, which is likely to draw. And we have which one is the Italians? Lead playing with Man U. Okay, so let's start with these two weak teams. These two weak teams are all at the bottom of the league, so it's most likely that they are going to draw or play under 3.5, which is a better option to play them. So let's go to under 3.5 for these two teams. And let's come to this. Manu playing with lead. Manu is likely to make an easy win out of this, but let's give them over 1.5 goals. Although the last time Arsenal disappointed us with over 1.5 goals, but hopefully this time Manu will not disappoint us because Manu is likely to score up to 2 goals. Okay, so I'll stick to using 1,000 because if you look at our balance, we are still on profit. Okay. So the total odd gave us 1.524. That means if we are using 1,000 naira, we'll make a total profit of 5,250. But this time I'm not seeing bonus. I think bonus usually comes when you are betting, when you accumulate up to 3 games, because previously we have accumulated up to 3 games and we add a bonus in them all except for this one. So next time I'll try to see that we'll make it up to 3 games. But just unfortunately, this game they paired two of the bottom games teams together. So this game want to give us heart attack. This one has entered already, but this one if they scored more than 1 goal this time, which they did. Okay, that's a fair one. They did well. So let's go again. So after this round, when I've recovered the 1,000 we've lost, I'm going to explain purely the logic you have to look at when making the decision of picking the teams. Okay. Now this time around, we have Sunderland lead and still Burnley. But the only difference is that these two teams has made a win. Now, by recording a win, there is a chance that they are tired of the bottom, so they want to go up. They are gaining points already. You can see they are in equal points. So one of them is likely to make a win or draw, so that they will move up. But if you still look at again, this the point difference between them, these two at the bottom and the 17th position with 18th position, 16th position is quite high. It's almost 4 point difference. So if one don't score good amount of goals, I believe they are still not going to catch up here. And this 2-1 is likely to come down Everton and Fulham. So that's something you still need to take note of. This already week 11, so teams at the bottom are also struggling to go up as well. Now let's make our predictions based on still the bottom three, which is Burnley, Leeds, and Sunderland. So we have Leeds and Sunderland playing just like they did pair the two of the bottom teams in the previous game. Then we have Burnley and Everton. Oh my God. Yeah, this one is quite rough because they are all low bottom teams in the league table paired together. This one is just as at position 17 or 16. Yeah, 17 or 16. While this one is at the bottom three, and these two at the bottom is also paired together. And remember what happened the last time, whereby the two teams at the bottom was paired together. They scored 5 goals to instead of playing under 3.5. That's because they actually need goals to count their points up. Okay. So what should we do this time? Should we give them over 1.5. Over 1.5 odd is fair, but one thing we should look at is the teams at the home side are the ones specifically struggling to move up. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to give them double chance for this lead and for this Burnley. Okay, so we've lost 1,000 naira. So this time we're going with 1,005. Our total odd is 1.7 odd. So we're going with 1,500. Now with the 1,500, we'll make 2,545. Even with that calculation, at least. So this time they still did not give us bonus. There is no bonus record. Sunderland is winning already. Hey, draw. Sunderland won. Okay, so now we are losing with 2,500 naira. Okay, so let's go again. See what teams at the bottom. This is week 13, so the league should be showing us week 12. Now we have Sunderland, Lead, and Burnley again. Now Sunderland is having a draw, a win, and Lead lost. So Lead is in a best position to lose or draw again. Then Burnley, depending on who they are playing with, but then they will also lose or draw. Then Sunderland, with this win, is struggling to go up. So let's see whom they are playing with this time. Uh, Burnley will not be able to survive this. Let's go back to see again Burnley in the league table. Yeah, Burnley is playing Man City, and Man City need a win. So we'll give Man City straight win by 8 straight wins. Basically, I 8 straight wins a lot. So I think over 1.5 goal. The odd is too small. Okay, let's go with the straight wins. I usually 8 straight wins because they can misbehave at times, even with this very low odd they are giving. Then we have Everton and Leeds, two teams at the bottom again. Sunderland and Tottenham. Now they are going to give us bonus this time, so regardless, let's see. These teams, we are going to give under 3.5 to this guy. Then Sunderland and Tottenham will have Sunderland and Tottenham. Let's see, over 1.5 is fair. Or double chance for Tottenham. Yeah. Double chance for Tottenham is fair. We've lost 1,005 in total, so this time I'm going with 2,000. I'm doing controlled bets, so we don't have to use very high amounts. You can see this time that we accumulated three teams, three bets. They gave us we have a profit bonus of 195 naira. Then if we make a win for all three predictions, our profit will be 4,135. Man City is winning. They are all winning, but these guys, why do these guys at the bottom always want to give us tough time? Why? Finally, we made the win, but then have you noticed the pattern that these two teams at the bottom, because they are looking for points, they always scores when they are paired together, they always scores over 2.5. And that odd is a very big odd. Let's take for instance now, let's look for a pairing like that again. Okay, there is currently no pairing like that, but I just want to show you something similar. For instance now, these two pairing, if you check the over 2.5, you are going to see that the odd is high. Are you saying over 2.1 over that's 1.94 odd? Hmm? And they just keep winning it. Okay, so we've almost recovered. Yeah, we've recovered. We had 36,000 initially, so we have 36,000 now. But then let's see. Now let me explain the logic properly so that you can also try something similar on your own. Let's say when a team is at this bottom, hmm, the chances that the team is going to lose is high, mostly when he's at the away, he's playing from away. Okay, then if he's playing from home, chances that he's going to win is also win or draw is also high when the team is playing. If he's giving him himself, that team itself is let's say this the team at the bottom like this. For instance, Sunderland is giving a odd of 2 point something, at least below 3 odd to win, and is at home, you know that the away team is probably not very strong team. If it's strong team, then they won't give it below 3 odd to win. This one below 3 odd to win. So chances that is going to win or draw are also high. But then depending on the team is being paired with, it's better that you play it uh, over 1.5 or under 3.5. But most times I prefer the under 3.5 because they find it difficult to score goal most times. Okay, so now we are no longer using the odd. So let's say if you are making a decision on your own using the league table in a situation like this whereby Crystal Palace is playing with Sunderland that is at the bottom, I can just blindly pick Crystal Palace to win straight up. You understand? Why? Because uh, Sunderland is at the bottom, is appearing very weak, is the weakest among all the teams at this point in time. Then Crystal Palace, having been at the home side and is still having this very low odd, there is a high chance that it's going to win. But if you are combining when combining, you know that you are accumulating multiple risks. So it's best that you play it double chance or over 1.5. So if it's over 1.5, either of the team that score up to 2 goals or more, you have made a win already. Then if you play it double chance, at least even if it draw, because chances that it's going to draw too is even higher than for Sunderland to win. So it's better you play it this team home to win or draw. Okay, but then the odd for to win or draw is too low for you to play only this one. So it's best for accumulating. Okay, so if I'm to play a single, for instance, now, I'm going to look at all the three teams at the bottom. We have Sunderland playing against Crystal Palace, and Crystal Palace is giving a odd of 1.76. We have Leeds playing against Man City, and Man City is giving a odd of 1.42. And we have Burnley playing against Aston Villa, with Aston Villa giving a odd of 2.1. So these three now, if you look at the one that is having the highest chances of losing is the one carrying the highest odd. Can see, right? So lead is giving a odd of 7.6. So the bookmakers right that prefer a small odd to win than this big one to win. But it's very manipulative. So you have to take note that simply because the odd is high does not mean it will not win. It's going to win. But then the lower odd is going to win more often. So if you are playing, the lower odds in this game in this current dashboard is going to make more winnings than the higher odd. So, but mathematically, if you compare it, you see that in leverage is almost equally distributed. So, but we are not looking into all those deeper analysis. Okay, our concern is just look at the game, pick something, make money, and leave the market. Okay, that's what we are looking at. So, let's give in this case now. Let's take out this one because this one is quite of threat. Okay, I'm just considering how you are going to analyze it to if you are on your own analyzing and you don't want to accumulate many games. Okay, so in this two now, the best option is actually this one because this one have a lower odds, so winning Man City have higher chances of winning than this one and Crystal Palace to win Sunderland. But one thing I need you to also consider is I don't really fancy it when is at the away side. Okay. Home usually gives me more interest to focus on. So the home team is going to win. I prefer making that bet than the away will win. But then, as a trader, there are so many logics you are following. There is also this idea that when the total teams in the away, okay, the total odds, if you look at this is actually still the lowest. Okay, so since this is the lowest, at least if they are to give two wins to the away side, because away don't make record high win number of winnings like the home side normally. So if they are going to give two winnings in this particular week to the away side, then it should come from this guy and this guy, which are the clear visions, okay? Even by just looking at the odd without analysis. So it's going to come from these two, okay? But so if you consider these two, then this one is even still a better chance. Then if you come here, this one is not. If you say the lowest odd in the home side should make a win, then this one doesn't stand a chance because it's not the lowest. We have a tie odd of this that is most likely to win. Okay, so that alone, we have filtered this one out and leave this one. Okay, so we can trade on this one. But then, personally, my mind is in that Crystal Palace if I'm to be honest. But for the sake of explaining so that there will be no contradiction. So if you, because most persons tend to say, okay, I'm doing what I've watched from your video so that I don't get confused. Okay. So since we are analyzing odd, okay, and not just bottom teams, okay, we are looking at the odd this time and not just from the league table. So we'll just go with the lowest odd in the away section. You see the crazy guy is losing with oh, fortunately the both of them lost. Okay, that's quite a story. Okay, so we come again. Now we look at both sides, and the only low odd here is for Liverpool to win Sunderland. And if we come to this side now, remember we are looking at the lowest odd. Okay, so the only pick here is this West Ham to win Burnley. Okay, so we just blindly pick that without analysis, considering we are just looking at odd only. So this time I'm going to use 1005. Remember, we have lost 1000 already. So if we are making a win, if we win, it will be 2350, meaning we'll be still losing with about with some amounts. So this is how to pick for the odd without analysis. Okay, so you can see we still recorded a draw. Okay, so we still lost. Now, losing is something that is expected, but then so long as you are following a calculation, your account is not exposed to a, a very high risk because you are going to recover it back. Now, looking at this one, we just see that the lowest is between these two guys. Okay, so we just go with this one because it's basically the lowest. Now, remember, we are looking at odd, not just the teams playing. We are not even concerned about the teams. We are not looking at the teams now. It's just the odd we are looking at. So, using a mathematical concept, a calculation based trading with the odd appearance, that's what we are doing. Okay, so they draw. The next one is, so you have to, sometimes this fear will grip you when you keep losing and losing, but then this is the point you have to be careful. For instance, now you can say I reduce back my capital now to 1,700 while I have already doubled to 2,000 naira before, so I've lost 3,500 already. So I'm using 1,700 this time around. So I don't want to go aggressively to recover shoes in case I win. I just want to go slowly to see if I will win, then try to roll over to recover my profits without being aggressive. Okay. So we made a win, and let's see, we won 2,400. Okay, 2,400, and we added 36,500 in our account, so we've still not recovered. Now 2004 is what we just made a win of. So let's see if, okay, the now this time around is 1.4. This is the lowest odd. Remember, we are not doing any analysis, we are not concerned about the teams. Okay, just uh just the just the odd. Okay, so now we are going in with a rollover 2004 55. So if we make a win now, we'll have a total of, we'll be getting a profit of 3,485 return. Not really a profit, but we are still trying to recover because we had 36,000 naira in the account. Okay. For now, it's like Arsenal is winning, but we are not sure yet until this leg is over because they can draw. So we made a win. Okay. So now that we made a win, we are going to roll over the amount we have won. Okay. So what's the next round? This time around, the lowest odd is coming to this guy. Still Arsenal. Whoa. Arsenal has consecutively given us two win. I think the first one that made a win is also Arsenal and still is the lowest odd. They're just patronizing it with low odds. Okay, now we have 3,485 at the top, so we will go in with all that again as a rollover. 3,485. That will give us approximately 5,120 naira if we happen to win. For now, it's like Arsenal is winning, but we can't tell until the second leg is over. Okay, we won again, so basically, we've almost recovered, but then we still have 1,000 naira thereabouts. Okay, so what was the lowest of this time? Man City with this guy. Uh, okay, so we have a odd of 1.29, which is a very low odd, and we this time we need a profit of 1,000 to get back recover back to our balance. So let's try to use 2,000. We don't have to risk the entire amount we've made again. Uh, okay, so since we are rolling over, to still be best, we go in with 4,125. That will give us 6,600. If by chance we win, 6,610 naira. Okay, so let's see what happens. Although man still have very high chances of winning due to the small odd, but as you know, you can't underestimate these teams at the bottom that are struggling to win. They can draw as well. Okay, so like I said, well, we've recovered, and this is how the odd system works. Okay, now remember what I did is actually not so fair. Let me just not put it fair. It's not so professional. Not so professional in the sense that I try to. I'm trading without calculation. Okay, I'm trading without calculation, which is not really a good one. Now, if I'm trading, I'm supposed to trade with a calculation so that I will know how much capital is involved and how to go about it, right? So let me do something. Let me show you a quick one. Let's take for instance now. Let me bring this page here. Uh, okay. Let me bring this page here. Now, if you come to the website, our website, you're going to see calculator. Okay, all you have to do is click on calculator. Then you are going to see different types of calculator. I'm not explaining it in this video because this is quite a short video. I'll just be direct. This is martingale calculation. Okay, now in this martingale calculator, you just put in the odd you are targeting. So let's take for instance now. I'm targeting. Let's say I'm targeting 3 odd. I want to do something. Let's say uh, let's look at something here. Let's go to the league table. Okay. If a team at this bottom has not recorded any winning at all, if a team at this bottom has not recorded any winning at all, what I'll do is I will trade that that team is going to record a win. Okay, but currently all the three teams at the bottom has recorded win. Draw. Sorry, I'm talking of draw because I want to use the draw because the odd for draw is quite fixed. I know that it's not below 3 odd, so it's quite fixed. Unlike the win or away at the home side win or away side win is more unstable than the distance than the draw odd. So what I'll do is I'll just look at the one at the bottom, closest to the bottom that has not recorded draw, which is only. So I'll be aiming for Burnley. Let's go back to the Bet Now page. At the Bet Now page, we have Burnley. The odd is 3.44. But I'll just keep it at an average of 3.2. 3.2. This is because I know that Burnley is a weak team, so the odd for it to draw is likely going to be around this range. Okay. So, but most of the time it will be above this 3.2. Now, I'll put even if it's below 3.2, it will not be below 3.0 or 2.98. It will not be below that. So now the base bet means the minimum amount I want to use for the betting. So I'm going to use 15 naira. Then average profit means how much profit I expect to make from each round in case this team only makes a win. Okay, so for that I'm going to use 15 naira as well because the higher I increase the average profit that I want to make, the higher the capital that will be required for me will be. So this trading power means the length of the capital, the calculation I want to go. So I'm looking at that in how many times before it will draw. Now we have a total of 38 weeks in a league. Now we are currently at week 21. So 21 minus 38 is going to give us 17, because 20 minus 30, 30 minus 20, that's 10. Then 8 minus 1 is 7, so that's 17. So let me put 17. So for the 17 times that is left, at least one out of that 17 times, this guy should record a draw. Okay, as a matter of fact, is going to record that draw. Now, the capital required for this 17 times is 41. Please ignore the dollar sign so you will not think that this amount is in dollar. I use dollar because for general usage, most persons using it are not using naira, so that everyone will just feel just assume it equally with the currency. But if you ignore the dollar sign, you see that it's 41,349. So if you are using naira, you just say assume it to be naira. But then we have a problem. The problem is that our capital here in our account is not up to 41,349 naira. So what do we do? It doesn't matter. Because of this, I will not go and top up more money into the account or play it to this amount first before I trade. All I have to do is know that at least in 16 times, the 16 times the capital that will be required is 28,412 naira. So in the 16 times, it should have made a win. Now, in this calculation, this steps means the numbering at each point. The bet amount means the amount that you are expected to use in each round. Should, in case you bet with this amount, it fails, you use the number two. If number two fails, you will bet with this one. If you make a win at any point, this is the amount in this column. The amount in number in this column is the amount of profits you are expected to make. Okay, that's what this profit column means. Then the total bet, you don't have to keep track of, be calculating manually how much you've lost, so you want to recover. The automatically this has made the calculation for you, and at this point here, you see how much you have spent. So if you double down to the seventh time, you know that you have spent 926 naira without making a win. That's what it means. Unlike when I was keeping track manually in my head that we've lost 1,000, we've lost 2,005, and so on. This one, the calculation already has taken care of that. So let's go with this so that I will show you what it's like. Now we have a total of 36,610 naira in our account. So let's start. We are starting with the first bit. So in this case now, we are going to be picking only Burnley without going back to the league table or consigned for the odd size again. Now we are just focusing on Burnley only. Okay. So our concern is not this immediate round we are playing, if they are going to be winning or losing. Our concern is at least in 16 rounds, Burnley should record one draw, just one. Okay, the second one is still 15 naira, so we are on the second round, and you can see that the odd in this second round is even higher than the odd we used, which is 3.2. You can see, right? So if we make a win at this point, it will be higher than our estimated this thing odd, so the profit will be higher as well. For now, they are drawing with Liverpool, which is funny. Most time the draw is likely to come from when they are at home. You can see just on the second round, we've recorded our draw. So this is what calculated trading is like. So in trading, what I needed to understand is that in trading, we have two mode of trading. We have the calculated trading, and we have the gambling trade. Now, most of my apps, you can see that there is a gamble mode and there is a trade mode. The trade mode, when you are trading, you are concerned about long-term safety. There is also a short-term safety. But then when trading, you have to define what mode you are trading. Is it long-term safety mode you are trading on, or a short-term safety mode? If you are trading on based on a long-term safety mode, then there is no way possible that you will want to start your trading with 500 naira, 1000 naira, and so on, or even more. Some persons even go as far as using 5,000 naira when you have just 500,000 naira in your account. That's because, let me show you this. Let's take, for instance, now, uh, you are playing the total odd is, maybe the odd you are playing is 3.2 odd. I'll just still use this 3.2 odd, of which some person even play below this odd. Okay, you are playing 3.2 odd, or let's say you are playing 2 odd. Okay, now, or maybe 2.5 odd, for instance, now, and then you are using 500 naira to start. Let me just start with 500 naira so you can see how it's like. Now you're using 500 to start. Then the average profit you are expecting, let's say you want to make 1000 naira. Okay, then you believe that your strategy will not exceed maybe 8 times. Within that 8 times, you must have made a win compulsory. While that is possible, it's also good to take note that uh, at some point in time it's going to fail you. There is nothing you can do about it. So let's put in the 8 times now. This is where manual trading becomes better than trading with bots, because of the emotional control. The bots want to assign instruction to them, they just follow that instruction, even where there are certain signs that at this point in time the market trend has become so volatile, they just keep going. But in humans, you already define the nature of the trading. So when you experience certain moments, with the human conscious emotion, you control yourself, and either you withdraw first, or you hold on and try again later. The number you are calling is not reachable at the moment. The odd you are trying to chase for a win is not reachable. Your strategy is like they have gotten it, so you just relax first, you continue again later on. So this is where humans trading. That's why no matter what, uh, bots, auto trading bots will never replace human performance, because basically it's supposed to be as a guide for traders, not to replace traders entirely. Okay, so let's calculate this. Let's see. Now when you calculate this, you are going to see that just for the 8 times, look at how much is involved. 500 and, okay, how much is it? So for the 8 times with 500 naira average profit, you need 52,583 naira. Okay, so you can see that it's still fair if you have up to this amount in your account. Now, each time you make a win, you are going to make this amount. But what happens if you are using 1,000 naira to bet, or okay, let's say you are using 1,000 naira to start up your bets, and you are expecting a minimum profit of maybe 1,500 from each win? What happens? Automatically, you can see you need 87,806 naira in your account to keep you safe just for 8 times. So, okay, now what happens if we extend this to 10 times? You will need how much? 246,572 naira to keep you safe just for the 10 times, which is still fair, because by the time you drop this a little, and those people that have the mind, you see them online, most times they are trading, and they are just you see that part of the clip whereby they just use maybe 5,000 naira to make, maybe they just predicted the order that is going to be correct, and then they use 5,000 naira to make a bet and expect maybe 5,000 profit or even more at once. Look at what this is what you are looking at. If you look at it from the perspective of safety trading, this is what you are looking at, because uh, that trade is not always going to be perfectly right all the time. So by the time is going astray, or when you're experiencing a negative trend, this is what you should be expecting. Now, you can see that the capital required at this point is 987,290 naira. It is what you're using to find a profit of 5,000 naira. If you have this almost a million naira, just about 15,000 or just few amounts out. So if you have about 1 million naira, is it worth using to chase 5,000 naira when? That's what you also need to consider. And assuming this is for an infinite chase, it would have been better. We have infinite chases like the third principle calculation. Those are infinite chases, so it's quite good, because that can take almost 50,000 drawdowns for you to blow that account, or even 500, yeah, 50,000 or more to 100,000 drawdowns for you to blow that account. But in this case, this is just 10 times. So 10 times, meaning uh, you are likely the 10 times. For instance, now in 49ja, let me show you something here. If you come back, if you come back to the page, you see 49 statistics. Let's check something here. Okay, so yeah, now you have the results for 49 here in our website directly, where you can also see back to 3 days results. Okay, so unlike the 49 Bet9ja website that only displays 10 recent draws, this one gives you access to back to 3 days. You can see still have 5,462 results unfold at just one click. And again, after every 3 days, it makes available the previous 3 days data for you to download as PDF in a single click. Okay, so let's come to the statistics. If you come to the statistics now, we are trying to look how far a negative trend can go, right? Now, if you look at this now, for 2 odd, okay. Now, currently, this, okay, is not displayed here currently. Let me go down to see if it will be displayed. Okay. Okay. It's not recorded here yet. Okay, I just wanted to show you how far a negative trend can go for just 2 odd. Now, for this 49ja, it can go for up to 19 times negative trend, meaning it's possible that that outcome will not be drawn for 19 times. And having, you can't imagine how much calculation is capital is required for 19 times using 2 odd. So let's just see 2 odd and just use 15 naira, and with even 15 naira profit for 19 times. Let's see. So we don't hype. And if a market has come to this 19 time, then your consciousness will even want to tell you that let's not keep it at 19 times, let's keep it at like 23, 24 times, so that we know that we are more even absolutely safe than the 19 time, because chances that if it had gotten to 19 times over time, it will get to that 19 time is still high. Okay, so let's see. For the 19 times, on the 19th number, you have a total of 26,214,315 naira. Do you want to use that capital to chase 15 naira profit? No. So that's why it's very good to be cautious when trading. It's good to use calculation or just focus more on short-term trade. Short-term trade are actually better than wanting to be in the market for too long to trade and then ending up losing a whole lot of money. Okay. So that's it for this video. That's just all I intend to explain because it's been long I made any video, and basically I know that most persons will be like, you are no longer online this for this reason, for that reason. So okay. There is a whole lot of things I'm trying to put on, and one of the main reasons why I've not been online is because I'm trying to set up some things on the website. That's why, and it also have to do with the bots. But while that's ongoing, since I'm not the one directly working on those projects, but my developers, so I would like us to resume back on our regular lectures on safe trading. Okay. So see you on the next video, and let me know if you have any questions in any aspect of trading you would like me to cover on. Okay. So I'll make video next on that.